Morning, students. Today I am here for demo purpose. So we will deal with one lesson from social studies. Section is history. There are different sections in the social studies that we study, right? So history, geography, and political science. So we deal with one of the lessons from history, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe, right? So first of all, who will tell me what does it mean by the term nationalism? Can anyone tell me? Only girls are raising hand, what about boys? Yes, this one. The third one, yes.
Nationalism is a feeling of a devotion, loyalty, unity towards the country, nation.
Okay. So anyone, you're correct to some extent, but what does it exactly mean by the term nationalism? Yes? Anyone else? See, nationalism is actually the true feeling and love for one's own country. Yet we can call it as a patriotism also, but this is about nationalism. And when does the feeling of nationalism arise in the mind of individuals or in the mind of citizens? Can you translate this word nationalism in Hindi or Marathi? If you can. We have one political party also under this title. Yes?
Rashtrawan.
Rashtrawan, very good. Right? The feeling of nationalism aroused in the mind of one of our famous political leaders, that is Sharad Pawar. Right? So same thing happened in the minds of some leaders, conservative leaders living in Europe. Right? So they wanted their own fatherland. Right? They thought that they have the right to rule over the particular country. And when does the nationalism arise? Who will tell me? When does the nationalism arise in the mind of citizens? Nationalism arises in the mind of citizens when they feel a kind of injustice faced by them and practiced by the others on them. Right? As Sharad Pawar said that our, what is the name of it? Gandhi? I'm forgetting her name actually. Indira Gandhi's daughter-in-law, wife? Sonia Gandhi. So Sharad, the feeling of nationalism aroused in the mind of Sharad Pawar that she does not belong to this particular land. And how come she has the right to over this land? This is my fatherland, he said. You think? What he said? This area is the fatherland of Indians only. Though no other person from other countries has the right to rule over this country. So at that time, what happened in Europe? The Europe was fragmented into different states, called as absolute state and absolute monarchy. Can you tell me what is the difference between monarchy and democracy? We are living in a democratic regime or in a regime of monarchy? We are living in democratic regimes, right? And what is monarchy? Yes? Yes, the rule of the kings, right? So in Europe, monarchy was practiced by the rulers. Once it is called as monarchy, then it goes from father to son, from son to grandson. This way it goes on. They go on ruling like this. Father is ruling, then their son, grandfather, then father, then father, then son, then grandchildren. In this way they go on ruling, and no other person has the right to rule over that particular country except those individuals. Right? That is called as monarchy. So there was a feeling of nationalism among the conservative leaders. They wanted that these different fragments of the states should come under one flag. That is nationalism. That should come under one flag called as nationalism. So they wanted to unify Italy and Germany together. Right? And why this feeling arose on the other hand in the mind of some leaders? Because they were feeling and experiencing a kind of injustice practiced on them by the rulers. Right? They were practicing injustice. What kind of injustice was there? Can anyone guess and tell me? What kind of injustice was experienced and practiced by the citizens of Europe, continent Europe, especially in Germany and Italy? Yes? Can anyone tell? Okay, let us see our own example. What kind of injustice is faced by the citizens of our country, India? Can anyone tell me? When these leaders, conservative leaders, started their revolution, when they started a movement to revolt against this monarchy. Monarchy was finished, or monarchy was shifted to the democracy. Because there was a feudalism. Feudal, the people who had a large piece of land, they were only ruling, and other people were simply getting a bit part of that. Right? So there was a revolution in Europe. What is the revolution? Yes? Yes? Okay, dramatic changes, very good. Dramatic changes or the great changes occurring somewhere is called as a revolution. So they wanted a revolution, they wanted that the different absolute states should come under one flag. There should be only one country. Because different rulers, different monarchs, they were dealing the particular states by their own rules, on their own rules. They were making their rules and they were practicing the same rules on the citizens, where the citizens were facing financial injustice, social injustice, and political injustice. So they first of all they wanted a great change. What was it about? It was a political change. They wanted a political change in Europe. Because there was no particular constitution practiced by the rulers. Right? There was no particular constitution set up. They were ruling by their own rules. Getting? And people were forced for the labor work. People were compelled for the serfdom. What is serfdom? Serfdom is a forced labor. When someone is dominating the other one, he will ask an individual to do the things as per his desires, not as per the set rules. When there was no set rule, then there was injustice everywhere. Markets were not free. The businessmen were imposed a lot of tax by the rulers. When the goods were transported from one place to the other place,